Hello everyone, Heartbakes here, back with our review for you guys. I'm back with our review for Always Such Horror Month, everyone. And before I begin the review, everyone, just want to say Happy Halloween to all you guys out there. Hope you have a good time, of a good Halloween so far and stuff like that. As it is Halloween the day of this recording. And everyone, before I get into today's review, everyone, I want to give a brief update to Always Such Horror Month, everyone. Now, everyone, I try to aim this for end this at end the movies I've had sent for you guys for Halloween stuff like that, for the reviews. But I was a little bit busy with my personal life and stuff like that. Sorry, I went had a bit of a cough there. I've been having a little bit of a cold, but anyway, anyways, as I was saying, I was trying to wrap things up for Halloween Such Horror Month for you guys here on Halloween stuff like that. But I got a little bit busy with personal life that kept me from finishing things up for Halloween Such Horror Month. So everyone, I'm not quite yet done with Halloween Such Horror Month. I'm going to extend it for a couple more days until I get all the reviews I have planned for you guys done and over with, So expect some more movie reviews to come out here the next day or so. Although this video right here won't be uploaded until tonight because I'll be heading to work here soon, stuff like that. But I record during daytime, But anyway, expect the last movies I have planned review for you guys for Always Such Horror Month. Come very soon here next couple days. After that, I'll start transitioning over to my next theme month for my reviews for not just movies but also television, stuff like that. And that will be nostalgia month, where I'll be looking back at some of my favorite movies and TV shows I watched back when I was a kid and review for them for you guys, see if they still hold up in my own perspective and stuff like that. And speak and but before I get before I also continue the reviews for I have planned for the Soldier Month, everyone. I gotta make an announcement for you guys right now that I will be once a month. I'll be there once a month. As you guys know, this past month I reviewed Wonder Woman. Which was kind of a movie that's not my only movie review that's not related to this month's theme, which was Always a Short Month. So I say that once a month, everyone, there's gonna be one movie review where I'm going to review a movie that's not related to a said monthly theme. Just to give you guys a little bit of variety with the reviews and stuff like that. But anyway. And for November, everyone, I'm going to let you guys know in advance that I'll be reviewing the Emoji Movie. I've heard a lot of negative things about that movie, everyone, so should be interested in reviewing that one, But after the Emoji Movie review, and the review, I have as a transitional review, it's going to be a little bit different compared to my other reviews, or what the transitional review I call it a transitional review, everyone, where it'll be a sort of as a finale for Halloween / Horror Month, but also with the beginning for the next monthly theme, which is the Nostalgia Month. And that'll be Nightmare Before Christmas, everyone. That'll be the finale for Halloween / Horror Month, and the beginning for Nostalgia Month, everyone. That'll be the transitional review, Nightmare Before Christmas, everyone. But before that, in between the Casper, the day's review, which will be on the Casper movie, and Nightmare Before Christmas, everyone, I'll be reviewing kind of my first TV series review, although it's a mini-series, I'm looking back on the 1990 mini-series, It. I figured it'd be appropriate since, just know everyone, that was just a phone there, but anyway,
I couldn't find Siri 8 in your music.
Sorry about that, everyone. Apologies for everyone. I had my phone there. Siri had a brief interruption there in the review. But anyway, yeah, I'll be having my first TV series or mini-series review, which will be looking back at 1990 mini-series It by Stephen King, stuff like that. And the last movie review before Nightmare Before Christmas, everyone, will be Killer Clowns from Outer Space, everyone. Those are all the movie reviews I have planned for the rest of Halloween / Horror Month, everyone. So expect those reviews to be coming out here in the next couple days or so. Anyway, that out of the way, everyone. Speaking of nostalgia, today is gonna be a review where I'll be reviewing the movie I saw back when I was a kid. It's gonna be the 1995 Casper movie, everyone. So I remember seeing this movie back when I was very young. Although I haven't seen it for a long time, considering it's always such horror month, might as well check it out. So I just recently finished, I just watched the film. Now I'm gonna give my overall thoughts of the film for you guys and see whether if it still holds up today or not. So first off, the plot synopsis of Kerrigan and her serve or assistant Debs were given a mansion by her father and stuff like that. Kerrigan's father who recently passed away in the beginning of the movie, stuff like that. And but they find out that there's some treasure in that mansion. So, but after they set foot in the mansion, stuff like that, they find out that it has a few inhabitants. Casper and his three uncles Stretch, Fatso, and Stinky. So they've tried multiple ways to try to get them out of the house. So, but not too much effect. But like Casper, one night he's watching TV in the mansion, stuff like that. And he notices Dr. Harvey and his daughter Kat. Casper draws an attraction to, so Casper shows it to Kerrigan, and she gets in contact with Dr. Harvey to try and get rid of the ghosts, stuff like that. And throughout the film, they get you. Throughout the film, they try to get used to him. The ghosts and the humans try to get used to cooperate and stuff like that, and Casper trying to build a relationship with Kat, stuff like that, and. Kerrigan, Debs trying to look for a treasure, stuff like that. So, that's pretty much a brief plot synopsis of the movie. Everyone summarizes the plot and stuff like that. Now, on to my general thoughts on the film, everyone. I thought be a little bit interested in looking back on this film, as kind of like a preview for our next monthly theme, which will be Nostalgia Month, everyone. So, expect more reviews similar to that, in the Nostalgia Month, everyone. So, anyway, I remember really enjoying this movie while I was a kid, everyone growing up, so. And looking back on it, I still enjoyed it, nostalgia factor and stuff like that, but there are some things in this film that don't hold up that well today, first off, the CGI in the film, I think it works for the most part, the CGI they use for the ghosts and stuff like that. If they're for the more cartoony look and stuff like that, everyone like ghosts like Casper, his uncle, and stuff like that. I think the CGI works fine though. Although when they tried to do all the characters that they end up turning into ghosts like Kerrigan and Dr. Harvey, they become ghosts a little while in the movie and stuff like that, and they try to make them look try to make them look a little combination of cartoony, but also kind of realistic to reflect on what they looked like as humans and stuff like that. And I thought when they tried to do that, I thought the CGI looked a little weird, in my own personal opinion, everyone. So, on the more cartoony looking the ghosts, I think the CGI works fine. But when they're the humans that turned into ghosts for a little bit, I thought they looked a little weird, in my own personal opinion, everyone. So, it missed with the CGI there. The story, I thought it was well told for the most part. It was a little bit predictable, but I think what the story they were trying to go for, and sorry, I have a bit of a cough there. My little problems with the story is that I thought that was a little bit predictable in certain parts, and felt like some scenes were a little slowly paced. Dad tried to fill out a little bit, but aside from that, I thought the story was told. Well, for the most part, sorry about that one. I had some acid reflux right there. Sorry, sometimes that happens. Anyway, aside from that, I thought the story was well told for the most part. What kind of story they were going for, stuff like that, and as for the characters of Casper, I will say that I don't dislike any of the characters, but a lot of the main characters are a little hit and miss for me. You know, I mean, the best characters from in this film for me were Casper and Cat. You know, they were the most well developed out of all the characters, stuff like that. You know, like the personalities and but they had good chemistry with each other. You know, as a couple and stuff like that. Although looking back on it, I do think it's a little bit weird. You know, having a ghost and a human have a relationship or stuff like that. But I have seen stranger relationships in different movies and TV shows or what. So. It's not really a little weird, but I think they had good chemistry as friends, a couple of stuff like that. I like they think they're the best out of the main characters. And there was Dr. Harvey who was all right, you know, the kind of character they were having him portray as, you know, be the dad, stuff like that, you know. I mean, he's not the most memorable, but I thought he was all right what he was doing for, you know. The uncles, a little mixed on them, you know. They're kind of the comic relief of the film and stuff like that, you know. And there were times where I'm a little mixed on them. There were times where I found them very fun, where I found that something they were doing very funny. There were other times where I felt like they were kind of like jerks and stuff like that. You know, where it wasn't that funny. My own personal opinion one, but so that was my thoughts on Casper's uncles or one. Then the villains of Carrie and Debs. I thought they were good villains for the most part for the film. You know, kind of, the story they were telling and stuff like that. You know. You know, they were good comedic villains. You know, what they were doing and stuff like that for the film and stuff. So I thought they did the role very well. So, and pretty much wraps up my thoughts on the characters or what. And as last little bit is the comedy of again a little hit and miss with the comedy there. What there were times where I after a good number of times in the film and stuff like that, but then there were other times where I felt like the jokes they were trying to tell were a little bit cheesy and not the good kind either, everyone. So, yeah, hit and miss on jokes right there. That pretty much wraps up my general thoughts on Casper, everyone. You know, I mean, I still enjoyed going back to it and watching stuff like that because of nostalgia factor and stuff. But I think aside, if you did grow up watching Casper, well, I don't think you probably won't be enjoying the movie too much. So that being said, might as well move on to my ratings for everyone. For those of you who are new to my reviews, everyone, I have 5 different recommendation scores for my recommendations, everyone. But the highest one is a must-buy/must watch, which goes to some of the best films I've ever seen. I think it's a worthy addition for people's movie collection. And there's my second highest rate, which is a buy it rate. While that's not necessarily the best film I've ever seen, I still think it's a good addition to someone's movie collection. And then there's the streaming/shorted movie the rating, which goes to the okayish kind of films, not necessarily the worst, not necessarily the best. It's okay. Or I don't recommend people to buy on DVD or Blu-ray or download or add to their digital movie collection, but do recommend them to see at least once, you know, either streaming service or, you know, just rent it or something like that. And there's my second lowest rating, which is the ignored rating. Well, not necessarily goes to the worst which goes to films that aren't necessarily the worst films I've seen, but don't recommend see them. Don't think they're that good films and stuff like that, you know. Then there's my lowest recommendation score, which is a lead bird rating, which goes to some of the worst films I've ever seen. I highly recommend people to avoid those kinds of films at all times. So that's the recommendation score there by rank score there by Casper goes in there. For me, looking back on the film, I still kind of enjoy, you know, nostalgia factor or stuff like that. But yeah, there were elements of the film I felt like didn't age that well and stuff like that. But if you're a fan of the original if you're a fan of if you're someone who grew up watching movies just like I am, you'll still find some enjoyment out of the film and stuff like that. Looking back on stuff, but if you did watch it, I think it ultimately depends on whether if you grew up watching the film. If you grew up watching this film, I think you'll still have some enjoyment watching it today and stuff like that. But if you did, you may be a little bit turned off and maybe a little bit turned off of the film and stuff like that. But do recommend it. Still do recommend people to see around this time of the year and stuff like that. So probably, but aside from that, just probably don't watch it. Unless you really don't have any other movies to watch, stuff like that. But the rating score for Casper is a streamer slash renting. Again, it ultimately depends on whether if you grow up with the film and stuff like that. For the people who grew up, I still think there's some enjoyment, watching the film and stuff like that. Who grew up with it. But for those who did, it may be a little bit turned off for the film and stuff like that. And that's understandable. There are some elements in the film that didn't age that well, in my own personal opinion, everyone. So it only comes down to if we're watching the film and stuff like that. So that's just me, everyone. So I'm pretty much trying to my review for Casper, everybody. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and make sure to stay tuned for the rest of my reviews for Halloween/Horror Month, everyone. Next up will be the review for the 1990 miniseries of It. And then there will be Killer Clowns from Outer Space. And then the finale for Halloween/Horror Month. And the beginning for my next monthly theme, which will be Nostalgia Month, will be on Nightmare Before Christmas, everyone. So make sure to stay tuned for those reviews. Also, make sure to stay tuned for my eventual review for the Emoji Movie, everyone. So should be interested in watching that film. And guys, make sure to stay tuned for my WWE2K18 videos. I'll be bringing those back soon, along with my reaction videos. So let's take a little break from them since I'm, trying to wrap up Halloween/Horror Month reviews and stuff like that, everyone. But I'll make sure to bring those back soon, everyone. So make sure to stay tuned for more videos come out for my channel. Till next time, this is our big sign out.